All right. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. All right, we're going to get started in just a few seconds. If you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, get that out because we're going to be writing a couple of things down tonight. We're just waiting for a few more people to hop on and we'll get started. All right, we're going to go for it. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Melody. I'm the nutrition coach here at BFP, and I'm very excited. This is my first nutrition talk, so I'm very happy that you have joined us. We're going to be discussing 3 easy steps to reset your health. All right, so there are billions of different diets out there, and it seems like we are approached every other week with someone trying to sell us something or products for a quick fix. You've seen magazine articles at the grocery store claiming you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Well, the problem with that is it's not realistic, nor is it sustainable. We live in a microwave society. So over the years, BFP has helped so many people find the healthiest versions of themselves. And we've learned 3 important things along the way. The first thing that we've learned is you need something simple. If it's easy, you'll stick with it. The more restrictive you are, the less likely that you're going to have long-term success. The second thing is we need support. So we'll go more into that in step 2. And the third thing is you need to track. Success leads to motivation. So we live in a society where being busy is better, but what if it's not? The problem with this is it leaves us feeling overwhelmed and like we didn't do enough. How many of you have ever asked yourself, what did I get done today? I know I ask myself that all the time with 3 kids. But when we fill our schedules to the max, our health and wellness often gets pushed to the back burner. And we only get one body, so we need to take care of it by properly fueling it, moving it, prioritizing our recovery, and having a positive mindset. So here's the deal. It's your life, relationships, and your health status. They're not going to change unless you make a change. And I want to be able to help you make those changes. Our nutrition program is backed by Healthy Steps Nutrition, or you might hear us refer to HSN. And HSN is a group of registered dietitians who have helped over 35,000 people all around the world take control of their health. And there are some incredible success stories that they have, but we have our own success stories here at BFP. So if you'll look at the picture, you'll see, some of you may know these ladies. You'll see Dolly, Courtney, and Jordan. And today I want to talk about the 3 trends that all of these ladies have in common that have helped them live their healthiest life. You're going to be shocked because it's probably not what you think. So if you're joining us, take a piece of paper and write down the top 3 things that you think these ladies have in common. I'll pause for a second so you can write. All right, so let's dive into those things and how to reset your health. So step 1, we have to shift our mindset. The first thing that every one of these ladies had in common was their mindset. We live in a world focused on diet culture, and we're surrounded by diets and quick fixes. We live in a microwave society, and we all want instant results, success, and happiness. And if we can have it yesterday, even better. We live in a society that constantly glamorizes restriction, restrictive diets, or, restrictions against certain foods. So here's the problem. Health and nutrition don't work like that. And these influences can negatively shift our mindset. So what if you just need to slow down and build momentum and be consistent before seeing results? Instead of trying to do all the things at one time, we need to focus on one thing at a time. Research shows that when you focus on one habit at a time, you're 80% more likely to retain that habit for over a year. But when you try to focus on 2 or 3 things at one time, it decreases to less than 5% retention. That's really low. It almost makes it useless. So let's think about the last time that you tried to make a lifestyle change. Did you try to cut out a bunch of food and start exercising multiple times per week, drinking a lot of water, and prepping all of your food? So a couple of weeks in, you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is way too hard. Why am I doing this? Well, you're not alone. We've all been there. Instead of doing that, we need to slow down, shift our mindset, and focus on just one thing at a time. You may be shocked to hear that shifting your mindset is the first step, because most people think that they can reach their goals with counting macros or having a meal plan. But guess what? Giving you a piece of paper is not going to teach you to stay on track or how to manage your triggers and change your lifestyle. 2/3 of people will regain all the weight that they've worked so hard to lose in less than 6 months. So what we want to work on is a lifestyle change, not another diet, not restrictive foods. So lifestyle, that word, it may seem vague, but what does it mean and why does it actually matter? If you'll take a look at the framework that we have here, we have stress and sleep, exercise, support system, lifestyle, and nutrition. All of these things are related and they all work together. So I'll give you an example. Who here needs their sleep? I know I do. I know my husband does. We all need our sleep. So I've had clients tell me, I only need 4 hours of sleep. How many of you swear that you're functioning with only 4 hours of sleep? No one. All right, so you may not realize it, but lack of sleep actually has an effect on your ability to handle stress, food cravings, exercise, and recovery. When you don't get enough sleep, your cortisol, which is our stress hormone, it's elevated. And our leptin, which is another hormone, it tells our brain that we're full, it decreases. And ghrelin, another hormone that makes you hungry, it increases. So you have a big disaster. You're feeling more stressed, less satisfied, and you're more hungry. So to shift your mindset and lifestyle, we need to consider your inner thoughts. Your thoughts become reality, and what you pay attention to, it becomes a reality. So I have an example. Let's say that you buy a new car, and I'm going to say a black Jeep because that's the kind of car I want. So now every time that you drive around, there's Jeeps. But did everyone go buy a Jeep, or are you just more aware of Jeeps on the road because now you own a Jeep? That same thing goes with your thoughts. If you're negative, you'll think more about the negative. Our brains are hardwired to think about the negative. It takes effort to think about the positive. So one way to make an effort is by starting your day and ending your day with gratitude. To shift your mindset, we need to know what your success looks like. So we'll ask you sometimes, what does success look like to you? I'll ask my clients in meetings, tell me how you think success looks and why is it important to you? We know that progress is never a straight line, but if you can understand what you want and why you're wanting it, it'll be easier for you to stay focused and also motivated. We all need something that we're moving towards and working towards. So what is it that you want? So here's an example from one of my current clients now. She came to me and she said, look, I need to lose 30 pounds over the next 4 to 5 months. And I said, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? What will losing 20 pounds do for you? And she said, well, I want to fit into my clothes again. I want to feel more comfortable in front of my husband. I want to have more energy. And I want to feel confident in my bikini and be a better example for my kids. So building that plan to shift your lifestyle and mindset may look a little bit like this. And you can see it on your computer screen. It's important to set realistic and achievable goals. Research has shown that if you write down your goals and make them realistic and keep them present, you'll be more likely to achieve them. So take a moment, write down your goals. And if you're not sure about what the habits are or what action steps you'll need to take, we'll discuss those with you in just a bit. All right. So the second thing that most successful people have in common is having the right people in your corner. We weren't meant to do this life alone, and we need people who are going to be there to support us. And that is why step 2 is finding your tribe. And you can see in the picture, this is our tribe at BFP that we love so much. And this is both of our locations, both our Hampstead and our Sneads Ferry location. And we have quite the tribe at BFP. Some of you may have heard this before, and this is something I also tell my nutrition clients, but you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So think about those 5 people. Are these 5 people that you're around all the time, are they positively or negatively impacting your progress towards your goals? Do they even know your goals? It's important that we share our goals so that we can work towards them and we have the accountability and support to achieve them. So let's choose wisely and decide who can be on your side in this journey. When we look at our clients who have lost 20 to 30 pounds and they've kept it off, they've all had a tribe of people who supported them and cheered them on. And when we look at people who are struggling to lose weight and struggling to keep that weight off, they either don't have a support system or they don't have a good support system. So don't underestimate the value of a community. And as you can see in the picture, that's part of our community here at BFP. All right, and so step 3 is take action. Those who are successful don't just wish for it, they do it. And so this is by far the toughest part. But if you did steps 1 and 2, it's going to be easier to take action. And when we start saying no to all the wrong things, it'll be much easier to say yes to the right things. So your habits become your routine becomes your lifestyle. So take a look at your daily habits. Are they moving you towards or away from your goals? For most of us, we have great intentions, but there's roadblocks, there's temptations, there's something that will always get in our way. So if you think about, this is an example, but if you think about building a house is built on a solid foundation. And if it's a brick house, it's laid brick by the workers. That same thing goes for your life. Your daily habits are the foundation you are laying to achieve your goals. So maybe you're wondering, what can you do to start your reset? Well, here I'm going to go through the BFP principles that have helped our clients to take control of their health one habit at a time. So BFP principle number 1, we need to add more whole foods into our diets. And here are some examples of the whole foods in this picture. We need to start choosing whole food options and less processed foods packed with sodium, fat, and sugar. And a simple way to do this is by reshaping your plate and just using this simple technique. It's called the plate method. So you see in the picture, we have a half a plate of non-starchy veggies, a quarter of a plate of lean protein, and a quarter of a plate of starchy carbs. We also have to be mindful about healthy fats. I tell my nutrition clients, I love to see your plate, half of your plate filled with non-starchy veggies. And if you can eat those veggies before anything else, even better. That way we know that we're getting all those nutrients in first. BFP principle number 2 is focus on balance. And when we say balance, we mean, does every meal and snack that you consume throughout the day contain a carb, a protein, and a fat? Pairing each of your meals and your snacks with all 3 of these macronutrients, it'll help you to feel fuller for a longer period of time. And BFP principle number 3 is limiting the amount of added sugar that you consume daily. Some of you may know this, but the American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons for women and 9 teaspoons of sugar for men. That's not a lot. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year, and that's equal to 46 teaspoons per day. It's not too surprising because sugar is super addicting, and it's hidden pretty much in every single food product that you can find in a package. So now I would like to take some time to answer some of our FAQs. These are things that people ask us often. So here's Patty and Chrissy. If some of you may know them, they are our 5 a.m. ladies. So what should I eat around my workout? It's a great question. Fueling around your workouts to gain muscle, lose fat, increase energy, or any health and fitness goal is important. So we like to aim to have healthy carbs and protein before and after your workout. So if you don't put gas in your car, you wouldn't expect it to get anywhere, would you? Then we don't want to run our bodies on empty. So my favorite pre-workout fuel is ham and egg muffins, and they've been in some of our previous challenges. They're amazing, and they fill you up, but they don't make you too full that you don't feel well during your workout. And then my favorite post-workout fuel, you can also eat it as a pre-workout, is non-fat Greek yogurt with a handful of French vanilla granola mixed in. Or I like to have something as simple as a BFP protein shake, especially the Cinnabon flavor. The next FAQ, I don't love veggies, so what should I do? I've heard this so many times, and maybe you feel this way too, but I want to challenge you and ask, what if you just haven't found the way that you like veggies, the way that you like, as far as like cooking them? Roasting your veggies, give them a nice crunch rather than having mushy veggies. Adding good seasoning for flavor that you can be excited for, or even finding ways to sneak them into recipes and smoothies. I know when I make my smoothie, I like to throw a large handful of spinach in because you can't taste it, but you get all the nutrients from it. Also, when you make spaghetti, throwing that into the sauce, throwing spinach into the sauce is a good way to hide them from my children. All right, so last FAQ, where should I start? That's a great question. I want you to start with one thing at a time. So maybe it's something you already have in mind, or maybe it's one of the things that we've discussed today. But the best and fastest way to reach your goals is to work one-on-one with one of our nutrition coaches to build an individualized plan that's just for you. Your plan will look different from your friend's plan because we all have different goals and we're all trying to achieve something that's going to make us happy and feel more confident in the long run. So here's the deal. There's never a perfect time to get started. There's always something that's going to come in the way. You have to be willing to commit yourself. Your transformation is going to start with you doing these 3 things: shifting your mind, shifting your focus, your mindset, identifying your tribe, who's supporting you, who's your cheerleaders, and taking action. It's simple, but it's not always easy. If you're thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't even know where to start, or I just need someone to help me create a realistic plan and hold me accountable, then we would love to help you. Here at BFP, we focus on a habit or holistic based approach to create an individualized plan that's just for you. We work together utilizing many of our tools and resources to build your nutrition foundation to create a sustainable plan, something that's going to be simple for you to follow and that's going to be a lifestyle change for you. Along with our tools and resources, we know how important support and accountability is when it comes to your long-term goals, which is why we'll be there to help guide you, and we tweak the plan along the way. So if something's not working, we change it up a little bit. And I just wanted to show these other two ladies. This is two more of our clients who are crushing the nutrition program. This is Brenda and Erica. All right, so I want you to remember that we discussed 3 steps to help you get reset for success. And so now we would like to open up for discussion. If you want to ask questions in the chat, Joe can answer those. He's on the other computer. Or if anyone would like to share their goals that they've written down, I would love to hear them. So we'll open this up now.
So Katie asked, and you can just repeat it there. She said she's really bad at eating pre-workout. And for some reason, she's always been someone who prefers to work out like fasted without eating. Maybe she'll try a small snack prior now. So I don't know if you have any advice for her.
I'm really bad. So Katie asked,
Does she have to have that, or
can you turn it? Katie asked, I'm really bad at eating pre-workout. For some reason, I've always been someone who prefers to work out fasted. Maybe I'll try a small snack prior now. So I would recommend, if you can try a snack before your workout, try it. It'll help you to feel better during your workout, because if you're on an empty stomach, your blood sugar, it can cause some irregulations with your blood sugar. So if you're having a snack prior to your workout, it'll give you a little bit of fuel, especially if it's something that has carbs in it. And that's why I mentioned the Greek yogurt. Some people can't tolerate milk products before a workout, but the Greek yogurt has protein and there's also carbs. So it gives you that fuel that you need for the workout. And throwing in that granola is just some, a little bit of added carbs for the workout. Hope that answered your question, Katie. Anyone else? Anyone else have any questions or goals? I would love to hear your goals.
So Jess asked, some of our hormones changing with age, and her metabolism is so slow. Do you have any suggestions?
So let me see, Jess. Maybe you have a better answer for that one.
Yeah.
So Jess asked, my hormones are changing and my metabolism is slowing down. Any suggestions? I'm actually going to let Coach Joe answer that question.
Jess, that's a great question. And it's like super multifaceted, and maybe it's not the best for the guy to answer the question when it comes to this stuff. I think Melody knows the answer to this. But it's kind of like, it's a really boring answer, but in terms of like suggestions, it's really the same answer of if your hormones were completely normal or not in terms of what you can control. The most important thing you can do is get plenty of sleep, because sleep is where everything heals. It's where everything grows. It's where everything repairs. So that's where we're going to help maintain balance, like hormonally, right? She talked about earlier how if we don't get enough sleep, cortisol goes up, which is our stress hormone. Generally makes, for some people, makes you not want to eat, and some people makes you want to eat more. But the opposite hormone, leptin, on the other end of that makes you feel full, will go down. So it's harder to get full when we don't get enough sleep for some people. So that's an example of how your hormones can be off as a result of not getting enough sleep. And then for a lot of women, as that stuff changes as they age, with progesterone and estrogen and things, and appetites changing, it's important to consider not macronutrient. I mean, protein is vitally important, but micronutrients. So think vitamins and minerals. So if for like people that don't like veggies a lot and they don't eat a lot of fruits, I would say try to force yourself to, or find ways to cook them that taste really, really, that you find a way that tastes good, even if it's butter or something like that, just ways to get those micronutrients in, or just finding a good quality multivitamin that can help you with that as well. You're already doing a lot of the right things with exercise. The key, you want to make sure we don't overdo it with exercise, but I don't think you will. I mean, I think you've got a good handle on that, especially when you're at breakaway and you got the coaches guiding you along and all that good stuff too. Yeah. So think the foundational stuff that she talked about way earlier in the presentation on this. That's not changing the slides. I'm going to show you a picture though, but I think it will help you. Like, this is it. These are the things, right? Like, we got to exercise relatively hard, like at least 3 times a week. You want to be doing some kind of strength training 2 to 3 times a week, and then moving as much as possible throughout the day. Getting that 6 to 9 hours of sleep if you can. Even in guys, like hormonally, for men who sleep 5 hours or less a night, no matter their age, their testosterone was lower than men who slept more than 5 hours a night. And things like that apply across the board. It's just different hormones. That matters a lot to me. So it's something that I wanted to work on with my sleep, because I can't grow muscle if I don't have enough testosterone. So yeah, doing those things like getting the right nutrients in your food, all that stuff can help. And outside of that, it's really about talking to your doctor. Hopefully that helps you, but I'm going to give this back to Melody, because Megan Clock is on, and she's got a question about general tips for postpartum and exercise and diet.
All right, Jess, hopefully that answered your question. Just to add on to that, making sure that cortisol level is balanced is going to be key in that. When those hormones are off, we just really struggle with weight loss in general. And so regulating those hormones, sleep, again, vitally important. That will definitely help you to get to whatever goal you're trying to achieve. Okay, what was the next question?
Megan's just asking general tips for postpartum and exercise and diet.
Okay, so general tips as far as exercise. Let me repeat the question just so that you guys know what I'm asking or what I'm answering. Looks like Megan asked for some general tips for postpartum and exercise and diet. So that's kind of a little bit of a challenging answer. It just kind of depends on, so postpartum, of course, we want to ease back into exercise. Our hormones are still not regulated and things are loose, so it makes us more prone to injuries. So just kind of easing back in. Yes, we can lift weights. Yes, weight training is good for us. We do have to think about, if you have diastasis recti, there's so many things that play into that question. And as far as nutrition is concerned, it would depend on, are you nursing? If you're nursing the baby, you're going to need more calories. So making sure that, again, we're eating that balanced plate, but you may need a little more calories and a little more on your plate than what someone like me would need, because I'm not nursing a baby. I don't know if that makes any sense, Megan. If you want me to go into more detail, I can. But hopefully, what?
I'll let you know what you do.
Hopefully that gives you a little insight. But yeah, basically, easing back into exercise, listening to your body, taking it slow, not overdoing it. And then the nutrition part of it is, if you're nursing, you're going to need more calories, focusing on calories, a little more protein, probably a little more carbs, because you're expending a lot of energy nursing the baby. Sleep is going to be a big thing for you as well, because babies don't sleep. So you're going to need sleep so that you can get your body to work for you the way that you're hoping that it will.
Geez, that makes sense. Thank you.
Perfect. If you want to go more into detail, Megan, just send me an email. I can send you a whole information sheet about that. Does anyone else have questions?
so.
What is it? Can you test for the cortisol levels? Jessica asked, can you test for cortisol levels? If you talk to your doctor, they can test your cortisol levels. I used to work for an endocrinologist and we did do cortisol testing. It is not just like a simple answer though. There is multiple tests that have to be ran usually to check that hormone. All right. Anybody else? All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any other questions or you're ready to get started, you can scan that QR code. Hopefully your answers to the questions made sense. If they did not, send me an email. I'm still, this is my first time, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me, but thank you all for joining and I will see you guys next time.